The president was in France tonight, throwing his weight around at the G7 summit. Les Miserables showed up 45 minutes late for a meeting with all the other world leaders. He made everybody wait for him. They said he was on an important call back home, even though it was 3:30 a.m. in Washington, so I don't know who he's talking to. They told him where to sit, and then he broke the ice with this charming comment.
Hello, I'm the boss.
This tells you all you need.
He was 45 minutes late. The other 6 heads of the state waited for him, and when he finally sat down, his opening line to the room was, "Well, hello, I'm the boss." These are the leaders of Germany, France, Japan, the UK, Italy, and Canada. Sovereign nations, not employees, not a board he chairs. 6 democratically elected leaders of some of the most powerful economies on Earth. And he introduced himself to them as their boss. This is not negotiating posture. This is how you talk to people when you have never considered that they might not need you.
To know about what these people think of him. This was the group photo they took, and they do this every year. Now there he is, right in the middle. And then they break it up, and everybody goes their separate way. And who is finally left by himself? That's right. That might be the saddest photo I've ever seen. We finally got to look.
Look at the. Let's just look at the photo again. 6 leaders, one of them standing by himself. The second photo, the formal photo ends. But the language experts have analyzed Trump's G7 footage for years. The arm grabs, the aggressive handshakes, the need to physically dominate every interaction. But the moment nobody's performing for the camera anymore, this is what's left. A man standing alone while everyone else naturally drifts toward each other. You cannot fake belonging. Either people want to stand near you or they don't.
Everybody goes their separate way. And who is finally left by himself? That's right. That might be the saddest photo I've ever seen. We finally got to look at this memorandum of understanding today between the U.S. and Iran. The early reviews are in, and so far it seems like Trump's fellow Republicans, at least, think it's great.
The details that I've seen so far look awful. This will go down as a tremendous foreign policy blunder. Iran ends up stronger. Our allies in the region are weaker. And Iran has learned that if they're willing to grab that Strait of Hormuz and choke it off, they can get the Western world to dance to their tune. I think it's a deep mistake.
I guess it didn't pass the Bill Cassidy test, but the Wall Street Journal described the deal as a, quote, strategic retreat, and Mike Pence, Trump's former vice president, said it was ill-advised. Our own intelligence agencies have reportedly determined that the end result of Trump's little excursion is that Iran will now be able to shut down the Strait of Hormuz anytime they want. An intelligence source told CNN, "We have now handed Iran de facto control over the strait, a weapon more powerful than any nuke." Dang nabbit, we got Hormuzled is what happened there.
Listen to who is saying this is a disaster. Not CNN, not MSNBC, a Republican senator. The Wall Street Journal, historically one of the most business-friendly, conservative-leaning papers in country. Mike Pence, his own former vice president, and the part that should actually frighten you, a U.S. intelligence source telling CNN that Iran now has de facto control over the Strait of Hormuz, and one of the most critical oil shipping lanes on planet. 20% of the world's petroleum passes through this strait every single day. A weapon more powerful than any nuke. That is not Kimmel's joke. This is an American intelligence official's actual assessment of what this deal handed away. 13 soldiers died in this war, and the strategic outcome, according to our own intelligence community, is that Iran now holds more leverage over global oil than they did before any of it started.
Very strong deal. Nobody knows what it is, but it's very strong.
Nobody knows what it is, but it's very strong. That's how you describe the smell of a dead person before you find the body, okay?
Nobody knows what it is, but it's very strong. That is the President of the United States describing a binding international agreement involving nuclear enrichment, sanctions, and military de-escalation, not a vague sense of confidence, an actual legal document with actual consequences for actual people. Nobody knows what it is. He said that publicly about his own deal.
So just to recap, we killed the Ayatollah and replaced him with a younger, more radical Ayatollah. We did nothing for the protesters in Iran. We removed the sanctions that were on Iran before the war started. We got a ceasefire that we already had before this. We opened the Strait, which was already open before this. We used up who knows how many billions of dollars on bombs and missiles. Many American and civilian lives were lost. We gave Iran full control of the Strait of Hormuz, and we threw in a minimum of $300 billion, because why not? Right now, Melania is wondering, how do I get deal like that?
Let's actually add up what recap means in plain terms. We killed one Ayatollah and got a younger, more radical one in his place. We did nothing to help the Iranian protesters who were risking their lives in the streets against the regime. We removed the sanctions that existed before any of this started, meaning Iran's economy is now in better position than before the war. We secured a ceasefire that, by most accounts, was achievable before the bombing ever began. We handed Iran the de facto control over the Strait of Hormuz, a strategic choke point we did not control before the war and do not control now. 13 American service members are dead, and the price tag for all of it is minimum of $300 billion. I want you to sit with that math for a second. $300 billion, 13 families who will never get their son or daughter back, a more radical government in Tehran than the one we started with, and a shipping lane more vulnerable to Iranian pressure than it has ever been in modern history. If a business made the strait, spent $300 billion, lost 13 employees, and ended up with a weaker market position than when they started, that business would be facing a shareholder lawsuit this morning. There's no version of this outcome than any competent negotiator walks away calling a win. And yet it was sold to the public as toughness, as strength, as the art of the deal. Nobody knows what it is, but it is very strong. Maybe that's the only sentence in this entire saga that's actually honest. If you're still paying attention to all this, please subscribe. I'll see you in the next one. Thank you again.